Hi, welcome back to Intrusion Detection and Prevention Systems. This is our first lab, and this one is just going to introduce you to TCP flags in intrusion detection. So let's go ahead and get started. If we look at this, we've got, just need a Linux workstation. We've got that. Preparation, let's go ahead and open up two console windows, which we can go ahead and do on whatever system that we're using. And after we get those console windows open, we want to sudo-s over to those windows. So become a root or a super user. Okay, we get those windows open there. You can see I've got the two windows, and I'll just be flipping back and forth in those windows. Now in the first window here, I'm going to go pop over to the temp directory. And your system, you'll probably want to create an IDPS folder. It's in the lab, so you can look at the lab, which is in the description of this video. And you can go ahead and create your packet capture there. So what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and do a TCP dump. So we'll say TCP dump, and we're going to write to a file. We'll call this lab0x01.pcap, just like that. Now with this TCP dump, if we run it just like this, it's going to capture on ETH0. Now that's your Ethernet interface, and normally that's what you want to capture on. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this one, because for this actual lab, we're going to capture on our local loopback interface. And that's because we're going to scan ourselves. The way to do that, and this is in the description, so if you look in the description, you'll see the actual commands there. It's -ilo, and that's going to be the local loopback. Oops. Well, if you create the file, then you'll have to delete the file. It won't overwrite it. So there you go. We rm-f, which is removing that file, and now we're going to do this on the local loopback interface again, and press enter, and you see it's like, okay, yeah, I'm doing that, and everything's running. Now in your other terminal window, I'm going to pop back over there. You can see I'm in my other window now. I'm going to go ahead and perform an nmap fin scan, which is something that you should never see in your system. A whole bunch of fin packets coming across without anything before them. You should always have the three-way handshake, the SYN, SYN ACK, and then when the session is finished, you send a fin, and that's it. Well, if you send a fin with no other packet, then you should get a reset back. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. We'll do an nmap, and we're going to do a scan type fin against localhost. Now, if you want to be very specific here, you can type 127.0.0.1. Do that. Press enter. Okay, it's done. So let's go back over to our TCP dump. We're going to press Control-C, and that will cancel it. So now we press Control-C, and in order to read it, we're going to type TCP dump -r that lab0x01 pcap. Now we'll go ahead and press enter, and if you look through there, you've got all of these flags. And if you look, you got that fin packet, and then right after that, you've got a reset ACK, right there, reset ACK. You got fin, reset ACK, fin, reset ACK, fin. And why do you think it's sending those reset packets back forth? Well, it's sending those reset packets, which if we keep scrolling up here, we'll eventually get to the top. But it's sending those reset packets because there was no communication. There was no established communication with the host prior to receiving that fin packet. So it's just like somebody walking up to you and saying, goodbye. It's like, I never had a talk. What are you talking about? I never had a conversation with you. And that's the same thing that's happening here. Hopefully this helps, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.